Hello and welcome. Okay, to episode 4 of Meet the Member. Today I'm joined by the fabulous Samantha Britton of Sirenity Sound for the Soul. Sam is a sound healing practitioner. She trained with a College of Sound Healing and regularly hosts one-to-one and group events, both online and also in our local area of Hampshire. So thank you, Sam, for joining me today. So tell us, okay, what is a sound practitioner?
Hi. So thanks for inviting me on, Abby. A sound practitioner. So I use instruments and my voice for the therapeutic application of sound to bring balance and harmony to body and mind.
Wow, that sounds absolutely amazing. So when did you actually start your journey? When did you first decide to become a sound practitioner?
So there's I started my training back in 2011. So we're 2021. Is that
Yeah,
10? Oh, my math is
that
not
is
good.
10 years.
10 years. So 10 years. But I started back in 2004. I moved to Wales and I started my kind of spiritual journey then, really. And met people who were doing things like spiritual healing, mediumship, um, various other Reiki, crystal healing. I sort of did lots and lots and lots of courses and learned lots of things. So back in 2004. So I was kind of practicing in that area anyway. And then I'd started to do Kundalini yoga, and my Kundalini yoga teacher invited me to a sound healing circle at her house. And I thought, wow, that sounds interesting. So I definitely think I was being directed in that way somehow. I didn't know I was looking for it at the time. Went to the sound healing circle, and the lady played tuning forks. We were all sat in a circle on chairs in this lady's living room, and that she was playing sounds all around us, and I just thought, wow, that's amazing. And I kind of felt like I knew, I'd experienced this before, and I thought, wow, straight away, I need to go and find somewhere I can train to do this, because I need to do this. And it was a real, urgency. And I found a friend of mine had been to a voice workshop with Simon Heather, who founded the College of Sound Healing, who I trained with.
Right, yeah.
And I was staying with her in Shropshire, and she happened to be there this weekend. And she said, "Oh, actually, because I was talking to her about the sound healing, and I really want to learn, and I don't know where to start." And she said, "Well, I did a workshop with Simon Heather, and he's at a Mind Body Spirit Fair in Shrewsbury this weekend while I was there." So I went along and met him, and an absolutely amazing, so amazing man. Um, and he said, "Oh, I've got a course starting." So I met him. I need to meet the people I'm going to train with and work with. I have to resonate with them. And he said, "I've actually got a course starting next weekend." And I thought, "Where am I going to get the money from for this?" Because it was literally the next weekend. And he said, "Well, actually, we've got a buy one, get one free. So if you want to bring a friend for the first weekend, you can have it, it's kind of like half price." And I thought, oh, and who am I going to grab to come in like with a week's notice? Who else is going to be interested in sound healing? I couldn't get anyone, so I contacted him, and he said, "Well, actually, the bursary through the college, and if you haven't got the finances, we'll support and pay half." So I literally within a week started my training with the College of Sound Healing, which is about so it was amazing. And most of our training was working with the voice, so using the voice for healing. So you don't need to be a singer to be able to do that. But yeah, that started on that journey. So it's about 18 months to 2 years, the training. So it's really
Wow.
thorough, in depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of courses out there where people are learning to be sound healers, but they're literally doing a weekend course. They're doing 2-day course, and it's we went into, you have to have previous practitioner experience as well with healing to be able to do the course. So it's really thorough and in depth. Um,
Brilliant.
so yeah,
Perfect.
so that's how that started. Sorry, a bit of a long story there,
No,
but
not at all, not at all. That's what we're here for. Yeah, so that's the thing, isn't it? So when we really find our passion, and
Mm,
I've had a similar experience with my coaching. I made a sort of a decision that I wanted to do something, because I'd done counselling many years before, and it just sort of came to me. And it's amazing how quickly, when we find that thing, that we can be drawn to it, and how we can, yeah, really make it happen.
yeah,
Amazing. Absolutely love that. And you're absolutely right. Yes. I trained for many years as a coach, and yet yeah, you see it. Oh, don't we see it all the time? Oh, trying to be a life coach in a weekend, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. So bringing our own authenticity into it. But yeah, the training actually, yeah, definitely makes a difference, doesn't it? So, and a great experience for you as well to do training for that length of time. So how does that help you with your confidence, knowing that you've trained that in depthly?
oh, definitely. I mean, and as well, having that, and a support of a like the college as well. It's a massive network, as well, but it's also they're members of the Complementary Therapy Association, the International Sound Healers Association. They are members, so you've got, all the GDPR stuff, like everything you need to know as soon as like COVID came in. They sent out all of the updates. We didn't have to research any of that ourselves, because I am a member of the College of Sound Healing as well, and you have to have, you've got to have first aid, you've got to have insurance, you've got to have all of the things to be a member. And I think, like you said, that authenticity, but having that training as well, and that in-depth training, is I went through all of that healing myself. So I experienced that, because we would do that so there were 5 weekends where you got together with everyone else and you practiced on each other and you learned the skills on each other. But then you had to go away and do case studies. So as everybody is individual, like everything you would do with a client, as you know, would be completely different. So to have, it was something like 40 odd case studies,
Right.
we would need to do. So, and also you'd need to do case studies on the different types of healing that you were learning. So say we learned how to heal with using musical intervals, and also using Indian mantras, various other things. So you'd have to do case studies on each individual one. So, your confidence as well in and getting that feedback as well. So you would have to send those back over a period of time. That as well. And you've got that support behind you as well. So if anything comes up, and sometimes it does, like sometimes things will happen in a treatment, and you'll think, oh, that's never
Yeah,
happened before.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
you've got
Yes.
that support with you. Um, so yeah, that really does help with confidence.
So when we hear about all sorts of different therapies, don't we? I mean, you and I, we're aware of lots of different, and I'm fully believe I'll totally embrace the woo woo. So, but when you describe sound healing in that way, yeah. So for anyone that's not aware of it, or a little bit thinking, oh, that's just sitting there listening to music. Okay, so when you've trained that in depthly, so that enables you to deal with people with all sorts of, I want to say issues, problems,
Mm.
that kind of thing. So I'm a big fan of the Kardashians. So that's kind of my guilty pleasure. That's my lunchtime. I sit there and I watch a little bit of that. And I was watching the other day, and obviously an old episode, and Kendall Jenner was having a one-to-one sound bath, and that was treating her for anxiety. She doesn't like flying and all that kind of stuff. Is that something that you can help people with? What else does sound healing help with?
It can help with absolutely anything, to be honest. I think definitely with anxiety. I mean, I've had a lot, because during the lockdowns I took everything online, which is a big learning curve for myself. So taking everything online, and I've had, I actually had, it was a Mind Body Spirit fair, I think I saw you at, Abby, and I literally had a lady run up to me and say, "It's okay if I hug you, because you've literally saved me through lockdown." Um, but because of the anxiety, all of the anxiety, and I was doing a meditation on a Monday morning just to help people to start the week in a positive way. And I think just using, I think sound for me, I know that definitely helps me. I know a lot of people find meditation, it's not an easy thing to switch, to switch off. And I think having the sound, it enables that part of the brain that doesn't want to switch off to have something to focus on. So it
Yeah.
allows us to go deeper into our own relaxation, and also that place where we can reset ourselves. I really see it as a reset. And so being able to do that like I do on a Monday morning, it enables people just to come into what I tend to call our heart center, just to come into that place, a place in our body as well. So bringing our mind into a place in our body so we're present. So it's almost bringing that presence, that connection, that deeper connection to ourselves. So it enables us to, and some of the instruments as well enable us to clear away things that are stuck. I see it all. It's kind of all stuck around us, those thoughts and things. But some of the instruments enable us to clear that away. And so I think that really does help with, like you're saying, things like anxiety, because anxiety comes from worrying as well about things that are coming, things that have been, things have. So if we
Yeah.
can clear those away, it enables us just to come back to ourselves, and to approach life and the day
I love it.
from that. I don't like using the word centered place, but that, coming from that place, that true. I think I did a meditation last night, and I kind of used the words true essence, the essence of who we are. And I think if we can connect to that, um, everything else, it doesn't tend to worry us.
Yeah, I love that. And I particularly love, so I'm not very good at, yes, so you and I know each other quite well. And yeah, so I'm not very good at the switching off thing. Almost like the going round in my mind is almost something that actually comforts me, because I'm quite good at choosing what I think about, but I kind of feel like I always need to be focusing on something. So meditation has always been a bit of a struggle for me. When listening to you describe it in that way, you're absolutely right. So I can switch off listening to audiobooks, for example, listening to a meditation, so that having that music and that sound, something to focus on. Yeah, so for anyone who's not comfortable in sitting still, and a lot of people who are anxious, that kind of goes with the territory, doesn't it? That we overthink. And yeah, that sounds like yeah, absolutely a perfect way to give your mind that focus. So brilliant, that's amazing. So you still got to, like probably a lot of women that are going to be listening to this, you have still a job as well as running a successful business now. What advice would you give to anyone listening at the moment who's thinking, I really need to give up my job, I want to follow my passion? Because you're in a transition, you're on your way to being full-time business owner. What advice would you give to them?
Um, I think the advice, because I'm still working through that at the moment. And this is so from June. So from June, I was working full time for a different organisation, but I was working full time and doing my sound healing part time, and I've been doing that for 10 years. And I I think having that time through lockdown enabled me to have more time at home and be able to focus more time on building up my business. So and obviously with yours and Gemma's help as well. I mean, it just helped me to have a focus, and actually to be able to start making a plan of how I was going to do that. So I think I joined with Gemma so during lockdown, I think it was like August time. And it enabled me, I started up my online group in April during lockdown. So having that support, I think is really important. So being part of your group is just, and the support from the other ladies. I've made lots of new friends, and I think because we're all on that journey together, if we're having a difficult day, which we're going to at times,
Absolutely,
we've
yeah.
got that support. So I think I would definitely say that is definitely something that you need. And so having that is really important. I think having a plan of how you're going to work. I mean, working part-time, I'm lucky. I'm working for a wonderful charity and I work from home. So, if I do finish at 5 o'clock, I can then do any work I need to on my business if I need to, which I generally do. I've got posts and things to do. But what I've managed to do is set it. So I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Mondays and Fridays, and the weekend if I'm doing events on my sound healing day. So I've had to break it down into that. So I definitely think that's something that's really helped me. So I know I've got those days clear. I'm still working on it. I'm still
Yeah.
because those then days, Mondays and Fridays, like sometimes I'll be like, I haven't done any of my sound healing work today because I've been for a massage. I've done so trying to, our busy lives is trying to fit everything in. But at least I do still have now. I've got that Monday, and I can then book those things in, which normally I'd be trying to squeeze in at the end of another day. So so yeah, I definitely recommend blocking out your time if you can, and differentiating your business work to your work, and trying to have those clear boundaries as well with what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, boundaries is, I had a part-time job. I gave up my job, then I went back and had a part-time job, and I actually found it helped me to be more productive in my business because I had boundaries around times. Okay, so I work for these many hours. I know where I'm going to be. I felt useful. And then when it comes to your business, because too much time can actually cause us a lot of distraction, can't it? And not enough. So finding that balance. So you've got a great social media presence. So you mentioned the group that Gemma and I run. Yeah, so we help women to show up well, and how they need to on social media. Yeah, so you've got an amazing social media presence. Your success has come relatively quickly. What do you think has been the biggest contributor towards your business being, as because you're fully booked, you've got people showing up for your meditations, you're running a retreat soon and all that kind of stuff. What do you think has really been has helped you to actually achieve that success so quickly?
I think consistency. So doing things consistent um, over a long period of time. I know it's happened quite quickly. Um, I think in the past, because I've been doing this for 10 years, there's a lot of people out there that know what I do, but but I hadn't been consistent with my social media and putting myself out there. And I think so now, sort of some of those people were probably on the peripheral before, but not seeing. I wasn't telling people what I was doing. And I know even now I could tell people more. If I have more time, I will tell people more things. But it's so I think and I have actually found people that I've known from years ago, through my personal, because very occasionally I will share something on my personal page, or I'll do a quick little video to say I'm doing something on my page.
Yeah.
Not that often, but occasionally. And like, some of those people were in my membership group. I was booked to do something at the Premiership Football Club, and that came from a friend I used to work with over 20 years ago who came to my Monday morning meditation. So she knew what I did. She knew me from years ago, so she trusted me. So it's like, actually, that's having that presence. Um, is kind of, so I think that's how it's happened. Like, people have known about me, but didn't know what I was doing. Because having just a little post, and so I think live videos have definitely helped.
Yeah.
Um, And I know a lot of people are scared of doing live videos. And I think, to be honest, I was a bit unsure about it to start with. I remember doing my first one, I was super nervous. But I think I just look at it as chatting to chatting to my friends, chatting to people, and they tend to be quite fairly informal. I think the lives as well, um, and I think that's really helped because people see you and get to know who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. And people buy from people, and that's the thing,
Mm.
isn't it? So when you show up to people that you feel confident talking to, so your ideal clients, for example, it can make all the difference. I absolutely love that consistency over a long period of time. Yeah, so yeah, because we can't be consistent for a week, can we? And that's the difference. So there will be women out there who've got actually probably quite successful businesses, earning
Mhm.
income, helping and serving. The difference when you actually then put that energy into showing up on social media, because what it means is that as you say, all those people on the periphery who are maybe not googling or in search of these things, because many of us in the therapy business, people go in search of us, don't they? Which is why we have a reluctance to show up on social media, because we kind of want to be found, don't we? We don't want to push ourselves onto people. But when you show up consistently and let people know who you are and what you do, you're giving actually them the opportunity to find you, because we don't always know what we're searching for. So who would you say, Sam, is your ideal client? What would they be experiencing? Who needs to reach out to you, do you think?
So I think people who I would definitely say people who are struggling with anxiety. That seems to be a very, very common thing. For me, I have a lot of people who um, who are suffering. So I would definitely say, you know, that is one area. I think busy mums who have have couple, I would say a couple of kids, one, two, three, four, five, maybe some, but having that time for themselves, and that time for them to have a bit of what I like to say, it's that me time, that switch off and a reset. So that's why I think having the online group is very handy for that. I've got one of my ladies who's in Austria actually.
Oh,
And she's got two children, and one of her little girl joins us on the session, and she was never a sleeper. Apparently, she never went to sleep. Struggled to fall asleep, didn't stay to sleep through the night, and now she gets a little candle set up, has a little treats it as a little session, and she's asleep within 10 minutes, so she joins the
that's
sound
amazing.
baths with her mum. So there's so I would definitely say sort of busy mums who need a little bit of relaxation time for themselves,
Yeah.
because it's hard to, and I see that a lot. I'm on a lot of mums groups, and I see that a lot. That even, I mean, I don't, um, I have a stepson, but I don't have children myself. But I see a lot of mums saying, they can't even have a bath without being interrupted. So if before you go to sleep, you can pop your headphones in and have, just that little bit of reset for yourself. You switch off the world out there and come into your own inner world, just for, to help you sleep as well. So, and as well, people, find it difficult to sleep. It does help with resetting you and clearing any thoughts and worries as well. So, yeah.
So that's really, really interesting to hear you describe it in that way, Sam. As you know, I'm a bit of an ideal client geek. I always encourage my clients to be very specific. So interestingly, your niche is actually really quite a broad one, isn't it?
Mm.
And sleep. Okay, so that's mums, that's stressed out people, that's busy people, that's menopausal women. We're talking
Mm.
about all ends of the scale, aren't we?
Mm.
I absolutely love that. I love that it's because if we're waiting for the world to give us an opportunity to stop and prioritize ourselves, it's never going to happen. we absolutely have to be the one driving that, don't we? And yeah, your headphones in, meditation, and it's 5-10 minutes, we're not talking hours, and you can really get that inner peace, can't you? And and reset. So okay, so you've got lots of amazing things coming up, some quite soon. Tell us a little bit about a couple of the events that you've got coming up quickly.
So I've got a sound bath so I live in Eastney, in Southsea area in Hampshire. So I've got a lovely new venue which is really peaceful. And that's people have come and said, "Oh, I can't hear a sound," because there's a lovely sports field outside. It's all surrounded by trees. Secret little peaceful place. So with parking.
Very
With
important.
on-site parking, I know, very important. So I'm doing a sound bath this Friday, so it's the 26th of, that's tomorrow. Thursday. I've forgotten, I lost track of the days.
Yes. Oh yeah,
So
me too.
tomorrow evening, 6:30 to 7:30. So it's a nice switch off sound bath. So you need to bring a yoga mat. I have got some spares, but and some blankets and pillows, anything to make yourself really comfy. It is an accessible venue, so there is a ramp there as well, and it goes straight into the room, so it's all very accessible. Um, and So you just lay down. I will pop some candles around the room, and it's just an hour of me doing a little bit of a guided relaxation and playing lots of wonderful instruments. So that's on Friday evening. So it's a really nice transition from the working week to the weekend. You can kind of just reset yourself, let go of all the stresses, worries, anything that's been going on that week, and then enjoy your weekend. So that's on Friday, so 6:30, 7:30, and then on Sunday I'm doing a retreat with two of my lovely friends. So Jane from Yoga for All with Jane, and Gillian, who's in yours and Gemma's group as well. So the lovely Gillian. So Gillian is also a sound healer, trained with the same college as me, bizarrely. So we and also is a feng shui master. So we are doing a workshop on Sunday. So it's going to be gentle yoga, meditation, lovely home cooked lunch. And then in the afternoon, another short guided meditation with the crystal singing bowl, to lead us into Gillian, leading us into doing a vision board for 2022. So manifesting our dreams into 2022, and then we're going to finish with a lovely sound bath that's going to be done by both me and Gillian together.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so we're going to be doing a sound bath to end it. So that's on Sunday at the lovely Hamlin Hall in Bosham, and which is just peaceful. It's surrounded by beautiful grounds and stunning venue. So yeah, so that's what we're doing on Sunday. So yeah,
Brilliant.
exciting.
Yeah, exciting stuff. So for anyone local to Hampshire, those are two events that are coming up quite quickly. So for anyone listening to this later on, but also for those who are not able to obviously get to Hampshire, because as you say, we're all global now, aren't we? Now we're working online. You have a Facebook page as well. So just remind us of the name of your Facebook page.
So it's Sirenity. So that is not Serenity, it's Sirenity. So SIRENITY.co.uk. That's my website, but it's Sirenity Sound for the Soul on Facebook.
Brilliant.
Um,
And
and
you've
you
got a
can
lovely lead magnet as well, which is it a guided meditation? Is that what it is? It's a sound healing?
Yes. So if you want to sign up to receive a free download, so it was recorded in my friend's music studio. So it was a live sound bath. So you will occasionally hear a couple of little noises where someone turns over, but it's not distracting. But it was actually recorded in the studio, so the sound quality is amazing. And it's an hour's sound bath. So again, you just pop your headphones on, spend some time for yourself for an hour. So if you want to download a copy of that, then and that can add you to the mailing list then as well, so I can update you with any other events.
Brilliant.
Um, on my Facebook page as well, I run the online membership group. So I've got quite a lot coming up in December. And that's tagged, that's pinned at the top of my page. So if anyone's interested in, if you can't, as you say, if you can't get to Hampshire, but you want to experience the sound baths and the longer meditations, normally about 20 minutes, and the sound baths are an hour. So I normally do 2 a month in the group, and then 2 meditations, and I'm also doing one on Christmas Eve because
Oh,
I did that last year while everyone was in lockdown, and it was just such a lovely thing to do. So I'm going to do a very short guided Christmas Eve meditation as well.
brilliant. So you definitely are showing up for your clients, so people can obviously pay to come and see you one to one and in groups and at events and functions. You're working online, but there's also they can get to hear and experience the amazing work that you do just by following you on social media. And also I'm definitely going to be downloading that hours. Yeah, 100%. That's an amazing gift, so thank you for that. So what we'll do is we'll pop the links to all of those, the events and the lead magnet, also to your social media as well. We'll pop all of those along with the recording. So if anyone needs to find you, they can always find you on Facebook. Just head straight to Facebook and that will lead them everywhere else as well. So Sam, thank you so much for being here. I've learned so much today, and I'm so excited to be downloading that recording. It's going to be
Oh,
I think it's going to be perfect. So thank you so much for your time, and all the best.
you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
You're more than welcome. It's been a pleasure.